2.0.0 Category Ratings and Safety Requirements. Identify meter category ratings and safety requirements. Describe how to select the meter with the correct category rating for an application. Identify electrical test equipment safety hazards. And there's a performance task. Measure the voltage in the classroom from line to neutral and line to ground. Use an ohm meter to measure the value of various resistors. It's important to select the right meter for the job and use it safely. Always follow the manufacturer's instructions when using any electrical meter. Otherwise, you may break the equipment or be seriously injured. One of the most important things to think about when choosing a meter is the test equipment category rating. In this section, you'll learn about the meter category ratings and related safety risks. 2.1.0 Understanding meter category ratings. A voltage transient is a short, high-energy burst of electricity that can be very dangerous. Distribution systems and loads are becoming more complicated, making transient power spikes more likely to occur. They can also occur when lightning strikes an outdoor transmission line or when surges happen after normal switching operations. Motors, capacitors, variable speed drives, and power conversion equipment can also create power spikes. So a transient is a temporary unwanted voltage in an electrical circuit that ranges from a few volts to several thousand volts and lasts microseconds up to a few milliseconds. It's basically a voltage spike. A lot of electronics, they can cause harmonics on circuits, which can cause spikes. A lot of times from the power company, if a large plant, meaning like a facility that creates or makes something, if they go offline, if they shut down for some reason in the middle of the day, maybe it's lunchtime, what have you, when they shut their equipment off, there's always a tendency for the voltage in the neighborhood to spike. It's very quickly corrected, but that spike can cause harmful damage. 2.1.1 Category Safety Ratings for Meters. Electrical meters have built-in safety systems designed to protect electricians. Here's a highlight. The International Electrotechnical Communication developed a safety standard, IEC 1010, for test equipment. It was later adapted as a UL standard. The standard defines 4 overvoltage installation categories. The categories are often abbreviated as Category 1, Category 2, Category 3, and Category 4. That's a highlight. Cat 1, Cat 2, Cat 3, Cat 4. The IEC category ratings are illustrated in Figure 16. Category 1 is protected electronic equipment and circuitry. Category 2 is a single-phase receptacle connected load, such as small appliances and portable tools. Category 3 are three-phase distribution, including single-phase commercial lighting and equipment in fixed locations, such as switchgear and polyphase motors. And Category 4 is three-phase power at the meter, outdoor conductors, electricity meters, and service entrances. So here's a nice diagram of that. Electronic equipment, low voltage is Category 1. Category 2 is 120 volt power tool. Category 3 is three-phase panels and motors coming from the load side of the meter. Category 4 is the service incoming line and anything downstream of that. These categories identify the hazards posed by transients. Here's a highlight. It says a higher category number refers to an installation with higher power available and higher energy transients. 2.1.2 How to select a meter. When picking a meter, remember that you are at risk of being hurt by a transient if you're closer to the utility power. Also, the greater the available short circuit current, the greater the risk and the higher the category rating. Remember that an installation may have areas with different category ratings. these situations. Choose a meter rated for the highest category you'll be working on. Then select the right voltage level, amperage, and frequency. Picking a meter, ensure the test leads are rated as high as the meter. That's very important. You might have a category 4 meter and have leads that say category 2. Here's a true root mean square. There you go. It's category 3 up to 1,000 volts. It's category 4 up to 600 volts. Say this is a good meter. Now, I bet my bottom dollar that if you flip it over, it has a UL stamp on it, a UL rating. Want to make sure to select a meter with the right category ratings for the environment. Always check the leads to see if they are worn. Check the insulation for cracks. Check for other signs of damage before using the meter. Failure to do so may result in injury and damage to the equipment. 2.1.3 Understanding meter calibration requirements. It's important to select a meter with the correct category rating. It's also important to calibrate all meters by following the manufacturer's instructions. The accuracy of the calibrating standard must be higher, usually 10 times higher, than that of the instrument being tested. The American National Standards Institute requires that field and lab instruments be calibrated at least once per year. You should place dated calibration labels on all equipment so that the label can be seen. Every time you calibrate or test an instrument, you should write down the date and the result of the test. 2.2.0 Electrical Test Equipment Safety Hazards. Well, everyone on a job site is responsible for following safety rules. To install, fix, and operate electrical equipment, you must follow local and national codes and safety standards. You must also follow the facility and company safety policies. If you're careless, people can get hurt or die from electrical shock, burns, falls, flying objects, or other hazards. Here it says, always turn off power inputs and perform proper lockout and tagout procedures before working on equipment. Then use a working voltage tester to make sure the equipment is safe to work on. Remember that de-energizing main supply circuits by opening supply switches may not always get rid of all the electricity in a piece of equipment. Sometimes people don't remember that electricity can flow into equipment from other places, like a backfeed. Backfeed is the reverse flow of electrical power in a distribution system. Backfeed is caused by power induced into the system from outside sources, such as when using generator during outages or when using a solar photovoltaic system. Backfeeds can also be caused by equipment overload. When performing lockout tagout procedures, remember that other forms of energy may also be present, such as water pressure, steam, springs, gravity. They must all be locked out and tagged. Safety can never be stressed enough. There are times when your life literally depends on it. Always observe the following precautions. Remember that the common 120 volt power supply is not a low, relatively harmless voltage. It can cause more deaths than it has caused more deaths than any other voltages because it's the most common. So people working on the weekends on their house, they're trying to install receptacles in the garage to make it a bedroom, and they get into the panel and get hurt. Thoroughly inspect all test equipment before each use. Check for broken leads or knobs, damaged plugs, or frayed cords. Do not use equipment that is wet or damaged. Make sure that the rating of any leads or accessories meets or exceeds the meter's rating. Do not work with energized equipment unless you are qualified and approved by your supervisor. Never shortcut safety. Strictly adhere to all energized work policies and procedures. When testing circuits, test at a higher range first, then work your way down to lower ranges. Always have a standby person present during hot work. This person should know whom to contact in case of emergency and how to disconnect the power. Okay. 2.0.0 Section Review. Which category rating poses a greater risk to the electrician's safety? A higher number. Which of the following is true about meter safety? I'll let you answer that one. This concludes 26.112 electrical test equipment. And with that, we have finished level 1 book. on to level 2 and start with 26201. I hope you got something out of this. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and you might think about subscribing to my channel if you aren't already subscribed. Thank you.